Hello everybody. So I've had a lot of questions over the last couple of days with regards to how to water and when to water and how do I know when to water my orchids. So if you guys go back to my video on which pots to use, that's the first starting point. So I have two orchids here with me. I've got a normal Phalaenopsis hybrid and I have got one of my little Paphiopedilums, which is in a solid colored pot. So the reason we would normally recommend to beginners to use the clear pots is so that you can see when the medium and the roots dry out. So this one is, as you can see, the roots are fairly silver in color. They are no longer green in color. And that's how I know when to water. This one's still a little bit on the moist side, but for the sake of the video, it won't do any harm to the orchid. For an orchid where you can't see the roots or the medium, and I don't know how dry or how wet it is, all I do is I take a normal little bamboo skewer. You can use any skewer or a knitting needle, and you simply just insert it down in the pot all the way to the bottom. And if you take it out and there's still soil on it, then you know the soil is still wet and you don't have to water. So those are the two tricks. And then the question was, how do I water my orchid? So if you are not growing an orchid in moss, sphagnum moss, if it's in bark or in soil or any other mixed medium, most people would recommend in the beginning for you to bottom water. So I've got a little bowl with water and I take my orchid and I put it inside, and the water level is level with the just below the bottommost leaves, so that I don't get the stem of the orchid, specifically when it comes to Phalaenopsis wet. Leave it in there for 5 or 10 minutes, but you will see even now, as quickly as that was, how green the roots have gone from the watering. So as long as the roots are green, you don't actually have to water it. Most important is make sure you drain all the excess water. If you don't want to bottom water, you can water from the top. With a watering can, I simply just use a 1 liter bottle and I just run the water through the top, being careful to not get water into the crown of the plant. And that's how simple it is. Rather keep them dry than rather too wet. Have a great evening. If you guys have got any more questions, just ask. Cheers.